I message and the archers always smiling and love at the moment.
So the first question is, I think, just kind of diving right in, is how did you first hear about RamRods and what interested you about them?
I saw first time, I think 2016, maybe like that. And it looked like very nice stabilizer because normal stabilizer is a little bit big one, but this one, small. And I say, my coach, I want to this one. And he said, okay, but not now because it's first time. So this stabilizer, and after 2 years, 2019, my coach say yes, okay, and you sent us, and I used first time 2019 Tokyo test event qualification round. Start qualification round like 10 minutes, and I say to, I want to use this one. Okay, and I use this one, and it's so good.
No. So it sounds like the first time you used it, it was already something that was working for you pretty well, and that caused you to just put it on the bow and go compete with it.
Yes.
What in particular did you feel like was different about these versus the last rods you had? Was it just you shot a lot in wind and you were looking for something more stable, or was it more like vibration or just balance?
If you use this one, you don't need the more weight
on the back stabilizers.
Back stabilizers, and I like my first time bow like go straight. It's true straight. I go straight, and after going down. And this tungsten one is
it just yes. Helps the reaction.
Yes, yes.
So I guess rolling off of that just a little bit, I think that's really interesting because a lot of archers have their bows spin.
Ah, yes.
So I'm curious as to why you decided to kind of go away from that when, I mean, I guess we look at Korea, we look at so many good shooters who have that light bow that spins real quick. What do you not like about that or like about it, or why this side or this style versus that style?
Because it's first this bow, all mission going straight. If you shoot, nothing shoot, doesn't matter. Always power going to straight, always. If you cut this mission, I think sometimes it's bow and limbs like that. If no windy, doesn't matter. But if you have some windy, I think it's too bad, because this is your hand. What's the name? This one?
Wrist. The wrist.
Wrist. Yes. This wrist control so hard, and if both after shooting, if both still your hand, you can do some mistake.
Okay, so you wanted to jump out. You
yes,
wanted to jump out straight.
And after.
Okay. And that way there's no extra movement that you impart on it or
yes.
that the wind imparts on it. It just wants to go same way every time, straight to the target.
Yes.
Okay.
Does that kind of cover how to set up in a way? Go to 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
There's a lot, I mean, at least for us in America, there's a lot of people who change equipment a lot.
Okay.
They try a lot of things. And sometimes they feel confident, and sometimes maybe the bow is still good, but they don't feel confident. So our question for you is, how do you know when you are confident in your equipment? Like, what does it do that makes you confident to say, I can shoot good, I can win, and I trust it in a big competition?
This is my question. Because I have some mental problem. If I like some equipment, I never change. If I don't like some equipment, it's good or bad, I don't care. I feel, if I like it, never change. If I don't like, always change. And doesn't matter time. Is Olympic, World Champion, World Cup, National Championship, doesn't matter. I want to change. But if I like some equipment, I can change it. This is a bow, for example, bow, finger tap, this everything. My chest practice, like this one, doesn't matter.
I think that's good discipline. I think I didn't have that as a shooter.
What do you think? My answer is good?
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I mean, a lot of archers, they go through different waves of confidence. Sometimes confidence is high for different reasons, sometimes low. And I think there's an element of trying to, like, we know equipment, we know your bow and how you set up is very important. But I think sometimes people focus too much on trying to make the bow better, that they're always changing, and they don't get comfortable. They don't get to a point where they trust it and know it really well. So there's this balance between, how do I know it's good enough and then I can focus on me, or how do I know I just don't like the feel, it's something with the bow, not with me, that I need to change?
Yeah, this is important, because if you shoot good, you don't care if your bow equipment is good or bad. Nobody cares. But if you start shoot bad, first thing, my equipment is bad. It's some problem. I think it's good because I think you have to first search your equipment, because this is everything. This is no human. After 1 year, after 2 years, doesn't matter. But you have to change. But for me, it's not like that. If I like this one, I use always this one. Is color black, another black plunger, I don't care. I want this one.
And don't change the tension, don't change the spring, like just keep it all the same.
Yes, all the same. It's Göktuğ, he always wants change. Sometimes I shoot bad, I come and
It's an interesting balance. We've talked to a lot of archers, and they all have different ways that they and their coach work with equipment, that they kind of have a different philosophy about equipment.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of archers, and myself included, who, yeah, if you're not shooting well, if something doesn't feel right, you're like, well, maybe I should change something because it just doesn't feel good. But I also know archers too who always blame themselves, and they shoot with a setup that's out of tune, or that has wrong arrows, or too long or too short draw, and then they shoot like this for a year or 2 years, and then it breaks all their confidence. And it's like, how do you? There's a happy balance between the two that is, I think, hard for everybody to kind of find.
Trust coach, always trust coach. For example, me, I'm always trust coach. Now, not going to come and take my bow, change something. It's for me, it's okay. No problem. Because I think this is your job. This not my job. My job just shooting.
It's nice to have someone too who obviously is working with you every day, and you know they want you to succeed as well. And they have a good eye separate from you. Like you said, your job is to shoot, but another opinion, another set of knowledge and experience to kind of help make the best possible setup is really good.
29 bare minimum, and you saw the outpouring of emotion there. Very different to the women's quarterfinals in that Gazos is the only Turkish archer in this lineup. He has booked a place for Turkey at the Olympic Games, and it's not even imaginable to think it's going to anyone else.
More than likely his, as we said, it's for...
So when did you decide to dedicate your life to archery, and how did you know that was the right decision for you?
After 2015 World Championship, I want to quit archery, and I told my mom. She said, okay, this is no problem, but I want to continue because I think you can do it. And I think about it, yes, I have 1 year for Olympics and I can do it. And I start again, but more than another years, and I did during the Olympic Games. I think about this whole situation, this true thing, and I said for me, yes, Mete, you absolutely true decisions.
That's interesting. I don't know if I'd heard in another interview or you talking before about some challenges you've had, because I think that's so relatable for every archer to understand that there's a lot of times where you're working so hard and you don't know what's going on and you're frustrated and you don't know if this is the right path. So it's very interesting, and I think it's again, very heartfelt and relatable to a lot of people to hear that, years ago, before you were ever really known on the world stage or had a lot of success,
yes,
it was, you were struggling and working really hard to try to make something.
Yeah, it's sure good that you didn't quit, or you wouldn't have a gold medal right now.
Yeah, of course. No,
Yeah.
this actually I never choice is my life or this sport, because sometimes you have to choice your life or sport, because sometimes you can't earn enough money for going to your life. This sport always too much risk. You do just one mistake, you hurt somewhere. Maybe you can't doing sport. But if you love, you can do everything.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I think we struggled even with our careers in finding that balance between how do you keep working with stuff you really know and love, and how do you make enough money and provide enough for people that you can
Too much risk.
yeah, have a living and survive.
For the win. They've only had one drift out of the yellow ring. Bang, and they've done it. Absolutely brilliant. A 10 to finish things off from Gazos. And the Turkish team celebrate because they will be standing on the podium again here in Antalya at stage 2 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, picking up the mixed team.
But was there any specific challenges that you wrestled with or that you had to work with a lot in archery? Obviously right now, it looks like everything's going up and up and up to the peak of a mountain, but in reality it was more complicated.
Yes, this is not like that. If you said like that, but this is not, because the first time going down and after step by step. I think this biggest challenge for me, my team per year 325 days training camp and competition. Sometimes your mental going down because always run, gym, Archery, sleep, okay. Next day, same. Run, gym, archery, sleep. Next day, run, gym, archery, sleep. Sometimes mental, you're going down. It's my big challenge because you have to mental health keep high.
So you're saying you're doing a lot of training over and over again, all archery, all training, all the time. Are you saying that you needed some other things in there in life to change, to mix it up, to be able to help keep your mood high and positive
Yes.
mindset?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you know, if you won World Championship, World Cup, but for archers, everyone's same. Everyone training, working, same. But something, just one person, for example, different. You have to different mental, because physical for last 3 archers, same. But you have to, you understand?
Yeah, I think I mean, maybe this is a kind of slang phrase we use, but we talk about an edge sometimes, like a mental edge, like something that you have, that you do or that you believe or that you practice mentally that helps keep you kind of sharp, I guess, for lack of a better term, and fresh and good mindset in competition and good focus on the goals that you're trying to work towards. And that's hard to keep over many years. And sometimes it changes, like the type of thing that you do. So it sounds like you're saying that a lot of these archers physically training, there's almost nothing that separates the top few archers, and that you want to go into it with, I guess, I mean, maybe for you, the positivity, the love of the sport, perhaps different things that help you enjoy what you're doing in the most critical of moments, I suppose.
So when you're going through the challenges of getting mentally worn down by training, not always competing as well as you want to, and just going, many, many years of training, what is it that keeps you going? What is that motivation that gets you through it all?
I love this sport. I work out many years, but this is no hard for me, because this instinct, and I sleep and I wake up, okay, I have to go field. This is like normal thing for me. It's like sleep, eat, it's like that. And my motivation always smiling.
There's definitely a lot of archers who I think are very determined and but they also can be very serious and focus a lot on the kind of challenges or it's a balance between you want something and you have to work really hard, but you also have to enjoy it and remain kind of loose at the very same time, that both of those are in a lot of tension. And I think that everybody struggles and tries to find the right balance there. But
this feeling so good. You work out too much, and you can lose and you can win. If you lose, maybe you think I did too much thing. I always work out. Now I'm lose. Why? You can think about. But if you win, you are always. I work hard and I win. It's normal. But this important thing, you have to enjoy this feeling. So good, I think.
Perfect. All right, so I think our last question starts to center on kind of how we Turkey, as we talked about with Yasmin, has had a lot more good performances the last several years. Yes. A lot of hard work, a lot of a lot of wins, a lot of medals, a lot more attention from the international archery community, from the world in general. And I guess a lot of people can see that and see the performances, but what do you hope that other people, other archers, other people in the world, either from Turkey or outside of Turkey, what do you hope that they kind of hear from this, or what message would you hope that the performance gives to them? Like, what do you hope that they read into it or understand from the great performances that you and Yasmin and your coach and all the other Turkish archers have put together?
I think this first thing, all Turkish archers trust my coach. All archers, new or old, doesn't matter, because you have to trust. Because archer, you draw the ball, you can see nothing. You can see back. You can just feeling, but you can't always same feeling. One day you feel bad, sometimes you feel very good. I think coach is like my third eyes. Coach eyes like here, always look your body. If you did some mistake, can say you some mistake. Backside. This, I think, first thing this, and second thing, Göktuğ, our head coach, and after we have 5 more coach and 1 psycholog and 1 physiotherapist, and we all team like family, and coaches always do schedules. For example, September 2022, this already ready. I will shoot how many arrow, when time sleep, when time wake up, already ready. It is important thing, I think. And I message and the archers always smiling, and you love at the moment.
I love the answer.
I think so.
Thank you.
Smile more and enjoy the moment.
Yes.
Well, we've enjoyed talking to you, and
Me too.
we appreciate your time, and we're wishing you a lot of luck this week.
Thank you.
49 days to go to the Olympics. His timing is, as we said,
The win. I thought
fun.
brilliant performance. He loves that fist bump, and so do I. Brilliant stuff from the entertainer from Turkey.